everyone, welcome back to Abstract Medicine. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning into Abstract Medicine daily, weekly, whenever I upload a new video. Thank you also for subscribing to this channel. It really does mean a lot to me. And today we're going to be looking at a question based around what goes around comes around. So considering what I've been going through this week, I thought I would do something based on karma, but keeping it open. So what goes around comes around is essentially the infinity loop, cause and effect. We're going to be looking at what has been the cause possibly and what has been the effect of that cause. We're going to be using the Sacred Journey Medicine cards. We're also going to be using charms, and we've got some dice here as well with different images. We may use the pendulum possibly, and getting very creative here. We've also got a box of stickers and some cards that I've made as well. So get comfortable, get yourself a cup of coffee or a tea or a drink of your choice, and maybe get your notepads and pens ready as well. As I get started, I just want to say thank you so much for your prayers, and it's been a very difficult week and I'm sort of hesitant about talking about it, especially here on such a public space. But I will say that I have recovered the YouTube account. I thought I had completely lost my YouTube account because I've recently experienced a hacking and also identity theft, which the police are aware of. I also want to say to the hackers that may be listening to this, F you, and bad karma's coming your way. That is a given. Okay, if you're messing with other people's innocence, you're messing with people's identity and all of that, go find God, find peace, for goodness sakes, find a purpose, do better, be a better human being. And I pity you for going ahead and swindling people of their innocence, their good deed, so that you could just have a quicker fix. You are the soldiers of the enemy, and this is a spiritual war, and I'm a light worker, and you don't mess with me. If you are also planning on doing something even worse and nefarious, just know that I have a police officer that actually lives right opposite me. So you don't want to mess with me and my guardian angels, or my angels, my archangels, God. You do not. This is a big warning. I have my eyes on you, my guides have my eyes on you, their eyes on you, and the police has their eyes on you. So be aware. Okay, so thank you for that. Right. Sacred Journey Medicine cards. Let's have a look. Angels, ancestors, guides for the messages for the collective with regards to what goes around comes around. Okay, so, oh, I think this card wants to come through. I've got the guidebook here. This is a deck that was made by an artist and an intuitive as well. Her name is Meg Hoffman. I can't remember if they go by she or her or they them, but anyway, their name is Mel Hoffman, and this deck was gifted to the Abstract Medicine community. And so we have all the information for each card here. So we have joy here, we have the windows of the soul, and we have vision. Just bear with me one moment. I just want to, there you go. I have, yesterday on this tarot deck table, I just came here and did some work to continue to report the fraud and the identity theft. Fucking hell, like, sorry, but I'm just still so angry and emotionally upset about it. Someone booked a flight with my identity, okay, but I've just been crying on this tarot table yesterday. And I see this card called Joy, and it's like, maybe this is you as well, collective. Maybe you've been going through something similar, or you've been through something similar where someone's tried to take your joy. Joy is innocence as well, but yeah, what goes around comes around. When you put joy into something, when you are joyful, there's always going to be an energy that doesn't want you to be joyful. There's always going to be an energy of like, oh yeah, they're gonna be falling down, this is going to be their demise. Aren't I a clever one for bringing them down and bringing their energy down to such a low vibration? But the thing is that with you, collective, you just keep on leaping forward, you keep on shining, and there's nothing really that can keep you down, is what I feel, especially with the Joy card and this beautiful dolphin right in the middle. 27 could be an age. Maybe you've experienced something very significant at that age, or this is also an ending. So 7 and 2 in numerology is all about completions, right? So this year, 2025 is a number 9 in numerology. 2 plus 2 and 5 is a 9. So this is about completions. This is a year of completions. What are you completing at this time? Okay, what's ending? What doesn't bring you joy anymore? What is ending that doesn't bring you joy, that brings you into an energy of low vibration? And what can you start that can bring you into more of an uplifting frequency? The Vision card is at the beginning here, and we've got the windows of the soul at the end here. So I will say that there is something about you, collective. You could be artists. Again, this is, I will say, because I'm part of the abstract medicine community too. I'm a visionary, I'm an artist, right? So this hacking thing and this fraud and this scam was involving my art. But yeah, this could be something where, you see this giraffe, and giraffes have very long necks. And the giraffe is about seeing something from a higher perspective, from a higher vantage point above the fray. And this is an advantage, so you have something at a creative advantage. You have something where you have an ability to see beyond the norm, right? There's something very unique and very unusual about how you perceive the world, and how you're also seen in the world as someone who is very superior, or someone who's very regal, or someone who has high authority. Or I'm hearing the song High Hopes, he's got high hopes. So yeah, you're seen as someone who, again, whatever is low vibrational, you're not part of that. Now, there was a psychic who shared this beautiful analogy about bees and flies, and there are going to be flies around you, circling around you, pretending that they are bees, wearing the jacket of a bee, wearing the clothing, wearing the garb of a bee, pretending to be one, but actually could never. And you're the bee, you're the one. Bees have very high frequency, as you know, and they are also, it is said, they are able to see ultraviolet rays. So I'm jealous of bees and butterflies and dragonflies too, in a way, because they're able to see in between the frequencies of the colour spectrum that is, the rainbow. So they're able to see another reality. And I feel like you, collective, are also able to see that. You're able, some of you, I know you also have, some of you have clairaudience, very, very strong. Clairsentience, very, very strong. This could also be a development of clairvoyance as well, by the way. And what all of those clairs are: clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognisance, clairaudience. I think I mentioned all of them, but forgive me if I haven't. It's the crossing of the senses. It's crossing the senses. So this would also involve synesthesia of whichever capacity. Yeah, synesthesia is where you're able to, hear colour, smell colour, taste colour. So you cross those senses, and that's the thing that makes you very unusual, very, I would say, superior. I am picking up on earth angels here, You know, when you do those kind of spiritual tests online and you go, oh, which are you? Are you a star seed, or are you this, that? I feel like a lot of you are light workers, and light workers are here to heal the world and to psychic energy here with this dolphin as well. They are natural psychics, they are natural clairvoyants. They have an unusual perspective of the world at a very early age, and they know that they have a very strong mission here on this planet Earth to uplift, to, you know, inspire, to get everyone out of the low vibrational 3D, 4D matrix into a higher energy, essentially creating heaven on earth. Especially now, if you're watching this, you're meant to be here alive on planet Earth at this time in history called the Age of Aquarius, in order to hearken the new age. So it's you rallying up the troops to awakening. All right, so that's what I'm seeing now. 51 is a 6 as well. 5 and a 1 is a 6, but 5 does talk about change. Number 1 talks about purpose, talks about individuality, but also talks about connection to your higher self. So I feel like a lot of you have a very strong connection to your higher self. I will get into the cause and effects in one moment. I want to just break it down per card. So we've got 6 and 9. As you know, 6 and 9 is also the sign of Cancer. Cancer does talk about the mother, talks about maternal energy, the matriarchy, as well as the home. Also talks about fear, anxiety, nightmares, dreams, the subconscious state as well. Now, windows of the soul. We have 53 here, which is a 6, 7 and an 8. Now, interestingly, abstract medicine is the infinity sign, and I have the ring here, and it is about cause and effect. What goes around comes around. So we have a number 8 here, and this could also talk about abundance. It can talk about finances. You know, I know that dolphins are mammals, but they're part of the world of the fish, and fish is about abundance as well, about prosperity, about all good things. I'm also just hearing all good things come to those who wait, or for those, you know, for those who are patient. So I feel like your patience is now being rewarded, and this is part of your positive karma coming back in. You know, a giraffe really stands out in the crowd. If a giraffe like yourself, you look unusual, or there's something weird about you, strange about you, you don't fit in the crowd, you feel like a bit of a black sheep in the family, in your own family, in your community. You know, there are models in the world that just look alien, they look unusual, they look different from their society, and usually they're being picked on at a younger age. They experience bullying, they experience things that, you know, like many animal groups, if you stand out, you will be called out, you know, just for being yourself. And I feel, again, this is something that you may have experienced, where you've experienced that horrible energy of people maybe bullying you, teasing you, and it's because they're envious, because they don't understand your perspective, because you're at a higher vantage point. You are also at a higher level of learning on planet Earth, or just in your sentience, because you carry rich lineage in your DNA. And what Spirit is saying, that it's because you have experienced lifetime upon lifetimes in different star systems, in different galaxies, in different worlds, planets, where you've lived a life in those worlds. And some of those worlds, how old you were, or your lifespan, was in some places 350 years, I'm hearing. So you may have passed on at 350 years, in some 70 years, and some 80 years, and some 1,000 years, you know. I'm also hearing Golgotha as well. Golgotha is the place. Let me just look into that. It's quite handy having my laptop here during the readings. Because it's in the Bible, and there's always a reason why Spirit drops these names in for me to look at for the collective. So Golgotha, Calvary or Golgotha, so there's two different names. So Calvary or Golgotha was a site immediately outside Jerusalem's walls where, according to Christianity's 4 canonical Gospels, Jesus was crucified. Since at least the early medieval period, now some of you could have been also around the medieval age on planet Earth as well, it has been a destination for pilgrimage. Some of you may actually wish to go and, on a pilgrimage there. The exact location of Calvary has been traditionally associated with a place now enclosed with one of the southern chapels of the multi-denominational Church of the Holy Sepulchre, a site said to have been recognized by the Roman Empress Helena, mother of Constantine the Great, during her visit to the Holy Land. Other locations have been suggested. In the 19th century, Protestant scholars proposed a different location near the Garden Tomb or Green Hill, now Skull Hill. Okay, so there could be some information there that you may resonate with. I won't dwell on it too much, but there are obviously, English hymns based on the Mount Calvary. In the King James verse in the New Testament, the King James Bible was written in 1769 by King James of England, and when you recite the Lord's Prayer according to Church of England, it's and also like Henry VIII as well. There's two sentences in there that aren't really part of the Christian canon, which is wait, let me go through it in my head. For thine is the kingdom. Okay, so the power and the glory forever and ever. The power and the glory forever and ever is an inserted two sentences, or sorry, for the inserted two phrases within the Lord's Prayer that was part of the history of England, essentially. And the power and the glory forever and ever. Okay, so place of the skull. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, or Golgotha, where they crucified him, and 2 other with him on either side, one, and Jesus in the midst. Yes, exactly. Because those 2 individuals who were also crucified next to Yeshua, or Jesus Christ, the Christ, were also bearing witness to him, the Saviour. And there was something that came through and then it disappeared. It's like, I feel like you collective have had visions of witnessing the crucifixion. Some of you may have been able to go through in a meditation to witness that event. I also get the feeling that a lot of you have maybe experienced a near-death experience, and so your karma in each lifetime over and over again is that you will continue to fight death. What that means is that you keep being resurrected. Okay, that's the message. You keep getting resurrected in other lifetimes, as in you are supernatural in that state, I'm hearing. Again, there's something about superiority, supernaturality about you. There's a connection with your subconscious. There's a connection with the higher self. There's a connection with God, the One. You have an understanding of unison and unity mentality, where, in an age that we are leaving behind, the age of Pisces, which we mentioned, the fish here. The fish is also the sign of Christians as well. It was a hidden sign for those who wanted to show solidarity in Christianity. They would have a sign of the fish as a hidden message to to symbolize and to share to other Christians that they were also followers of Christ. And so maybe some of you have also had to hide your belief, or had to hide your religion, or had to hide yourself, your identity, but people always perceive that somehow or other. They always kind of know, even if you try to hide, try to cloak yourself, try to there's something about you that is unusual, and people can't quite put their finger on it. And so you may have experienced persecution. You may have experienced persecution over and over again in each lifetime, in each incarnation, and you keep getting resurrected. The skull is a sign of the death card, and it's a sign of transformations after an ending with number 9. All right, number 13 is also known as a bad luck number in society, but you know that number 13 is actually a very good luck number for you, because it's the number that we can all relate to as people who are very clairvoyant, you know, witches, wizards, who work in the light. I'm not talking about manipulation. And this is the thing, is that the recent event that I've experienced this week is connected with what you have also experienced as well, where you've experienced people who have manipulated you, try to take advantage of you, try to get your light in some case, try to mimic you. I've experienced identity theft, you know, and fraud. So it's like people have tried to, the color yellow, it also signifies joy. It's one of the, you know, it's the solar plexus, the color of the solar plexus, which is solar yellow. So it's one of those things that they try to take your light away. They try to take your joy. You can't make it up with this channeling. And each time you're resurrecting, each time you are resurrected. And so it's like, darn, how I can't seem to get a hold of collective. I can't seem to dim their light, dim collective's light down. I can't seem to switch their light off. I can't, you know, it's like, it's the energy and the message of, you can try to be the collective as an abstract medicine collective, so this is a message from God I'm hearing. The message from God, directly from God, not the angels, archangels, or seraphims, or your guides and my guides. It's a message directly from God. And the message from God is, and I'm hearing it as a booming sound, is you could try, because there's free will involved here on this planet. You can try to pretend to be the abstract medicine collective, but you could never be the genuine article. And so for you, collective, that was the message from God directly, direct phone line. And you know, you are the genuine article, and people have tried to be you in any form of capacity. Now, I know also as an artist that when I've been sharing art studios with people, I've seen people genuinely try and do the same work as I have been doing, you know, same abstract painting, same sort of form, when they were, you know, before doing figurative work, you know, drawing like people, humans, things that can be deciphered in the real world. I fully do abstract work, and it's color theory. It's obviously very transcendental in form as well, in shape. It's very kind of three-dimensional in some cases too. And I have a very unique signature, and I've seen it on hand over and over again. For some reason, female artists that have tried to do the same thing as me when they were doing completely different work before. And it's almost like you can predict it happening. So that's also been a cause and effect, where I've also seen the other side of it. Now, remember, take this into your situation too. How have people tried to plagiarize your work as a writer, as an artist, in whichever capacity, your voice? You know, the Little Mermaid is coming through too, where that horrible octopus woman tries to take her voice. That's her gift. That's her soul, you know, and that is used as a form of negative, dark enchantment in order to lure sexual energy. Is also the solar plexus, is the sacral chakra. It's also the creative chakra as well. in order to lure man. Now, man can be a man, you know, for your, you know, for someone else's, someone may have also here in the collective experienced someone very close to them, a female, who's tried to take their man away in a heterosexual connection. You know, there's disloyalty here among sisters and sisterhood. There's distrust here among sisters and sisterhood. There's a questioning of sisterhood as well in general. I want to say here that I'm all about the sisterhood. But if you're gonna screw up the sisterhood in the sense that you're going to use hashtag Me Too movement when you're the perpetrator of harming other people, particularly harming men, you're not part of the sisterhood. You're part of the other side. Okay? And I will call you out for it. You know you will. You know you will be called out, either through God or through me. And it's like, that's very painful for you. That has been very painful for you to have experienced. But I will say, I've also seen the other side of it, where I've seen people copy me, and I've then seen this one particular individual that I have in my mind's eye right now. They were for a long time not able to paint because of an issue with their hand. I kid you not. I kid you not, collective. They were not able to paint because of an issue that they had with their hand. They were not able to do any work. Okay? And this is someone who, I will say, had taken a lot of my collectors, had usurped my collectors, had pretended to do the same work as me, tried to, and also sold it at a very, very low price, right? So what I'm saying is, you have high standards. Keep your high standards, collective, okay? Just know that God, Dio provvederà, which means in Italian, God will oversee everything. God will also provide everything for you. God will deal with the karma. You will not need to meddle with that. You will not need to manipulate the energies. You will not need to do any dark magic. You will not need to employ anyone who does dark magic. Just let it play out. Okay? And that's another message from God, is it is harmful. It is painful. You may have been a victim of harm, particularly around your vision, your persona. Maybe some of you are models. Maybe your body has been taken advantage of. Maybe you use your body, your beauty somehow in order to promote something, either a brand, fashion, makeup. You are a dancer, you are in theatre, you are front facing somehow, you are an actor, your voice is very important, your body is important, it's a tool for your creativity, you're a painter. All of these things are all connected. Your body is connected to how you make your work as an artist, right? In any case or shape or capacity. But just know that the only way to fight the devil is to laugh at his face. The only way to win is to laugh at the face of the devil, to address him directly and to laugh, because that will A, take him off guard, B, let him know that God is by your side, and C, that you will always survive. Now I'm hearing that song, I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor as well. So Windows of the Soul 53 and number 8. So I want to get into the Sacred Journey Medicine cards, but I also want to say that all of these stories, all of these examples that I've mentioned, I feel like a lot of you have gone through it as well, and know that there is karma being played out specifically on the people that have caused you harm. Okay, like for example, the mentioning of the artist's hand, that they were not able to paint for a long time. You know, they had to readdress a way that they could create, because they could no longer paint with their hand. And that's kind of a big deal for me. That was a massive sign going, okay, that's the cause and effect. That's karma right now, you know, working in my favor. So you're going to be seeing karma being played out in your favor. All right, now number 27, the Joy card, Dolphins. Now, dolphin did come out in the recent videos as well. Dolphin splashes into your life, joyfully casting herself into the air above the water. This is also about thinking straight as well, because sometimes water can be maybe too emotional, can go too deep in the psyche, can also cause depression as well, which, you know, I've experienced too. And there's also re-traumatizing, it's called, you know, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, from other events previously in this lifetime, but also maybe in other lifetimes that you may have experienced. But get clear-headed as well. Rise above it if you can in your own way, one step forward each time, each day. You may soon find yourself spontaneously energized, moving into a state of spirited, playful delight. Even if you are not experiencing this feeling at the moment, Dolphin has emerged to remind you of the potential for happiness that exists within you and the exhilaration that can occur when you move into alignment with your authentic self. This card encourages you to redirect your energy. Frolicking Dolphin medicine is waiting to spring you into action. If possible, get outside and gently move your body to feel a sense of renewal. Notice that you have enough air to breathe. If you have suffered a great deal, this pleasurable state may seem like fiction, but joy is stored deep within you. You are life. Allow that essential force to stream through you. So exactly, it's about coming up for air. You also may have experienced a sense of not being able to breathe properly, you know, this feeling of suffocation. Let's just have a look at the, actually let's do this. Okay, so we got you are stronger, particularly here with this kilogram dumbbell here. So you are stronger, you are strong. And I know that can be triggering as a statement as well, because a lot of us have had to build up our strength over time on account of the situation, circumstances, the effect of the cause that we're putting out for. Now, your cause could also be, for example, supporting the cause of wildlife, particularly mammals in the sea, dolphins, wildlife like whales, protecting wild animals in general as well. And maybe it hasn't always been successful. Okay, so we got a phone here, mobile phone. So this is actually a message for me to share with you to please protect and change all of your passwords, to get and create new email accounts, to really be savvy, particularly in this age of Aquarius, talking about technology. Please be aware, please be careful, okay? This is also about the world card for me. So it's about you completing something and also maybe blowing up online, so becoming well known online. There's going to be lots of eyes on you, collective, and this is not a time to be hiding your light, okay? I don't really want to read this card next, but I'm going to read this one next. We've got hot dog. Okay, some of you might really like hot dogs. Okay, that's a in joke for me as well, because my boyfriend recently has been just eating hot dogs recently, and it just makes me laugh. So it's also part of the American dream. Have a hot dog, you know. Eat a hot dog at a game, you know, a sporting game, some sort of like baseball game or basketball game. I don't know, hockey. I don't know, somewhere where you would have a hot dog. We have ear. This is a time to listen well, listen clearly. I also feel like your clairaudience is opening up as well. There could be travel involved here with the boat or a yacht, especially by sea or over sea. So this does talk about long distance travel for me. This always reminds me of the Titanic, or, you know, the Victorian time where travel over, you know, by sea, the Atlantic Ocean was a big thing. This is also about the Newfoundlanders. This does talk about the States to me in particular as well. The States is going through an identity change as well, as you know, because they currently have Pluto in retrograde according to their astrology chart. We have the cat here, which does talk about mischief, but also talks about mysterious energy. So being a bit elusive, maybe not sharing your location specifically, especially on your apps, your online presence. Keep it open, as in open and not specific to your location exactly. Say, for example, you're in the UK, you can just say England rather than specifically London town, for example, right? So be a little bit elusive here. That's also the energy of Cancer as well. The sign of Cancer is emotional, but also quite withdrawn, and I would say quite reserved with whom they share their emotions. I want to have a look at this card before we get into the charms and the stickers. You know, people who harm animals as well, and if you've been involved in a cause where you have a very strong connection with these animals mentioned, giraffes, dolphins, even seagulls, birds, and people are harming them, cats, even the cat, you know, those people are obviously, they have issues psychologically, and it's a form of control, it's a form of power, and they feel like they have some sort of dominance over these creatures that are so innocent and feel like no one's looking, and they can get away with it. But the cause and effect is they will always be caught. Light always comes out in darkness, and the darker these souls are, the darker the souls of the people who have perpetrated harm on you, collective, and also harm on the world, harm on these animals, harm on nature, is tenfold. Is tenfold. You know, expect these people, expect hearing news about people that are going through excruciating pain in their body, excruciating diseases, painful, long painful diseases. For some of them, it's these people that have caused a lot of harm on the world, to children, to animals, to you. So I feel like you're going to be receiving these messages online, or maybe through your news app, or maybe through social media. Expect to hear more about that. So Windows of the Soul 53, which is number 8. Looking out over the ocean, you see a trio of pelicans. Oh, they're pelicans. Working together as a team. These pelicans are chasing fish into the shallows, where they will be easier to catch near the surface. Each one eagerly anticipates the opportunity to take a steep dive into the water to scoop up a fish in the pouch of its large beak before swallowing it whole. This is a message to dive directly into your emotions in order to bring a tangible understanding to the surface and capture the truth. This is a good time to focus on building a healthy relationship or healthy relationships that foster mutual benefits and community. This would also, for me, talk about networking, but this also talks about community, about sisterhood, you know, what I mentioned earlier, fighting for a cause that you believe in, but also being around people that really are walking their talk, moving in ways that is maybe silent, but is very indicative of their soul calling and their innocence, and that they are actually doing good rather than harm, and that resonates with you. It's a cause that resonates with you. This could also be the Me Too movement, possibly, for some of you. All right. So it says here, so I'm going to reread that. This is a good time to focus on building healthy relationships that foster mutual benefit and community, with the resurrection of your soul evolving through acts of generosity and service, such as encouraging a friend in need or nourishing your children. This care also supports the younger parts of yourself that may be on a healing journey. Now, for those of you who have experienced bullying as a child, you're going to be part of a cause, if you are not already, part of a cause that protects children, but also maybe brings awareness to other children that that's not fun, that's not cool, and that doesn't make you a bigger person because you're bullying someone on account of your insecurity. No, that's about insecurity, you know. And I feel like you could be teaching emotional intelligence, you could be doing art therapy classes or something like that, so as to bring awareness in an emotionally intelligent way through your own teaching and also through your own leadership to other children and also to the parents, that we get to foster a community of light workers, we get to foster a community of emotionally intelligent human beings. And also, this also reminds me of the Three of Pentacles too, which is the Three of Coins, talking about negotiation, positive compensation as well at work, collaboration at work, teamwork makes the dream work. For those of you who have felt on a limb and you work on your own or you're self-employed, this is about fostering a community that is in alignment with you. And I also feel that the resurrection energy of your soul evolving through acts of generosity. Now, that's another message, is how you keep, you know, it's like, no matter how many times people have tried to end you in many ways, shapes or forms, you always resurrect yourself somehow. There's a message of transformation here, big time. And I feel like some of you could have Scorpio in your chart or have that Plutonic energy where you just keep going through transformation after transformation, and there's just nothing that can end you. There's you know, even in the Lord's Prayer, there's a phrase there which is, lead me away from temptation. Can you imagine the amount of people that have been tempted, including yourself, and you've not walked that path? Can you imagine how many of you light workers have so much light that sometimes you forget that you are children of God and that this is a spiritual war? And the soldiers of Satan are working in order to get the souls of the children of God in whichever way capacity. And you still haven't given your soul away. I mean, look at Hollywood, look at certain people in the industry, in film, who have done that. In the arts, in the art world, that have done that. And you've been tempted too. But you're now going to be seeing online the effects of those people, the cause and the effect of those people who have given their soul away for a vision that was sprinkled with gold dust, but it was fool's gold. It wasn't real gold. It was not the genuine article. Now you are the genuine article. Your soul cannot be cloned. Your work cannot be cloned. Your very essence brings joy to other people, whether you realize that or not. And the effect of that to other people is positive. For some of you, your life purpose is just about you being yourself, authentically shining a light to others as you are. Because some of you look unusual. Some of you have an unusual perspective of the world. Some of you may be on the spectrum. Some of you may have autism, and you have a very unique focus on something that you're very passionate about. And that's only you that has that. No one else does. But you can be around people that feel familiar to you, that are similar to you, and that resonate with you. Okay? Some of the charms fell on my lap. Okay, some of you are going to be... Wait, let me just put these out so you can see them. Some of you are going to be going on a date in to the desert. I hope that's me, because I want to go on a date to the desert. All right, there. So that's the cactus. So cacti could be significant here. We've got the star. Make what the symbols are what you will as well. We have winter. You have a wish coming true for a lot of you. Now look, you can't make it up. We have the whale tail and or possibly dolphin tail or mermaid tail here. So there's something very unusual about you, something connected with you about this sign. We did mention dolphins as well, but I also feel like, you know, when dolphins, I've seen this happen in real life. It was the most amazing magical thing. Like, I haven't swum with dolphin. Actually, have I? No, I haven't swum with dolphin. I nearly did in Cozumel in Mexico, but there's something incredible about seeing dolphins. I was on a sailboat and I was seeing all the dolphins, and I was right at the end of the tip of the, is it starboard? The tip of the sailboat, and I was just laying down and my hand was in the water and I could see all these dolphins just around me. It was the most amazing thing. And, you know, and then they jump out in, you know, from the water, and I just love it. And as a Pisces sun, I'm only 4 degrees Pisces, but, you know, my soul is very Piscean in that sense. I don't come across as a Pisces, but if you know, you know. But my soul is very Piscean, and my element is water. Warm water, not cold, by the way. I take hot showers, by the way. But yeah, it's just something that's I just love. And I feel like some of you could also be very connected with Lemuria or Atlantis. And, you know, the cause effect, and of course the cause and the effect of Atlantis as well is that too, where supposedly, allegedly, Atlantis had destroyed itself because it had too much power with the crystal energy, the power of the crystals. And I just heard by the power of Grayskull, which is that cartoon with He-Man, and there's that Skeletor. Well, this is the life that we're living. You know, a lot of you are superhuman. I don't know if you realize that, but you are superhuman. If you have clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognisance, and clairvoyance, you are superhuman, because you carry a different DNA coding, I'm hearing. You have a different crystal grid, I'm hearing, and you are able to cross the senses. Now, do not be afraid. The messengers are coming through sharing that. Do not be afraid, because I feel like a lot of you are going to be receiving new downloads, but new forms of seeing, hearing, tasting, experiencing the world through an ultra sense. So be prepared for that. This could also unlock the key for more perception in different ways. The key also talks about a move for me, moving home. Winter period could be significant. We have an earring here, possibly, or someone is hooked on you, or you're getting away from being hooked into something. Now, a hook can also talk about narcissists as well, trying to hook into a host's energy power. So maybe some of you have had people who have tried to feed off your energy like a vampire, and now you're releasing that, and that's a positive effect, you know. Now, when there's a narcissist that feeds off your energy power, it's because they can't find their soul purpose on their own, so they have to find a host, right? And because you carry so much light, and light energy is very, very high frequential, a narcissist loves that. There's always a narcissist and an empath dynamic. Guaranteed, a lot of you who are in the Abstract Medicine Collective, you are empaths, and you most likely have had a narcissist in your life try to take your energy away, your light away. We have the rocking horse, which always reminds me of childhood. We have the anchor here, so there's stability coming through. There's this big moon shape, which we did talk about Cancer and the subconscious, and the mother, maybe there's some maternal wounds here. The unicorn always talks about, for me, being unusual, standing out in the crowd. I mean, it's like 1 in a billion energy, and that's what you carry in your coding collective. There's peace, give peace a chance, I'm hearing, the song by the Beatles. Is it the Beatles? No, it's John Lennon. Protest through peace, a peaceful protest, some of you. And then we've got 2 flowers here, so something is blooming, but it's also about soul family coming together and being high vibrational to each other and with each other, because flowers are very high vibrational. And we have the dragonfly here and the butterfly here, which I did mention earlier, which they're able to see ultraviolet. Gossip, so be aware of gossip, because there's, I mean, you know, sometimes it's quite fun. But when there's a lot of people, I actually feel like people are gossiping about you, collective. That's what I feel. And that's the effect that you have on others, is that because of people, some people just don't have anything to do, they pass their time as their hobby through gossiping about you. You know what I'm getting? It's like you're a celebrity, and oh look, we've got Little Mermaid. I can't believe that. That's amazing. I'll put this back in. But they've got nothing else to do but talk about, oh, did you see collective going out with so and so? Do you think they'll get married? Do you think they'll get a divorce? Do you think this, that and the other? It's like people have YouTube channels about that, you know, and some of you may be talked about in that way. Someone may have a YouTube channel where they just talk about you and your life and your personal life and the people that you date and goodness knows what. Okay. Yeah, there are people that just want to know where you've been, what you've been up to. People are curious about you. That's the effect that you have on people. You may have cut people out from your life as well, collective. So let's break these ones down first and then we'll have a look at the others, okay? So here we've got the starfish. So some of you, people are aware that you are connected to the sea. You're very mermaidy, you're very siren, you're very mysterious and also seductive. Now this could also be the energy of maybe there are certain women who are unhealed feminines who look at you as someone who would steal their partner or steal their husband, but you wouldn't do that. I know that you wouldn't do that. It's just the energy, the coding that you have, that people think that you would do that, but you wouldn't. It's like you're just being yourself and people think that you're flirting with them, and that's not the case at all. I'm hearing, well, if I actually did fancy you, if I actually did like you, if I actually did like your significant other, I would really make it very, very, very obvious. But you're just being yourself. And I do know that I feel very strongly that you are very innocent people. Now we have daddy here. So this could also be daddy issues that you may have had, or maybe you may be with someone who is a man who wants to be a father to your children. There's also watermelon here, and it's very smiley, so that's the energy that you carry. It's very happy and colourful, and that's who you are. Usually you also have a beautiful smile, or a very you have infectious laughter. I'm hearing Spirit saying to laugh more if you can. And then here's an octopus too, so you could have your fingers in lots and lots of different projects, lots of different pies right now. Octopi are very intelligent creatures as well. They're just jokes. They're very funny. Like octopus, octopi, they fight back, and the sacrifice that they make, particularly the women, for their offspring, is that they would die. They prefer to die and feed while feeding their offspring the nutrients that the offspring need, and that's a sacrifice, and that's what a mother would do for their children or their child, isn't it? So we have the shell here. So I feel like some of you have been in hermit mode, healing, and now you're coming out of the shell. We've got the pineapple here, which is all about exotic or being unique and different as well. I have a major trigger about the word exotic because I've been called that before. But it could also just be the fact that you're just different. You're different from other people, you know. You just look different. There's something unusual about you. You don't fit in a crowd, you know. You just stand out. You look like an alien. Some of you could be like that. Z or Z in American English could be significant, or N for November could be significant as well. Pokemon could be significant. We also have this lantern here, which is also about you are a light in the world, and so don't dim your light. And then we have yeet or be yeeted. So this is your message to those who have hurt you or perpetrated harm or something like that, or may have caused or shared slanderous words online maybe, and that could have caused an issue with your identity or your brand. There's a defamation of character, possibly some sort of lawsuit for some of you are experiencing. And this could be, okay, well, all right, that's enough crying. Now here are the consequences. So maybe some of you are also presenting legal documents, papers. All right, so that's that. The next one, as I said, is sip tea, which is gossip. Some of you are also, like me, you drink tea as a form to receive vitamins and nutrients from the herbs, herbal medicine. You could also wear Birkenstocks, but this is also a connection to your fashion sense might be odd. You could also be an ally to the LGBTQ community. I'm a bit ignorant with the plus, so I'm also kind of skeptical about the plus, but I'm going to inform myself about the LGBTQ plus bit of the community. But this could be you also being, you know, a lesbian or gay, queer person, particularly a female. This could also be you maybe adopting a different identity pronoun, which is they, them, or she, her. All right. So I do get the sense that maybe you've been outed, which is horrible. I mean, that's just a horrible thing. When people bring someone out of the closet when they're not ready to be brought out of the closet, and maybe someone did this to you online, that's just horrible. And we've got this body here. Some of you again have a really amazing body, and there are people that try to emulate how you dress, how you walk, your grace, but again it's how you drink your tea even, but again it's like it's just a replica, it's not the real thing. And then we have the Royal Academy Summer Exhibition card, which is telling me also that you are painters, artists, and there's something royal about you overall. I love that channeling. So I think that's kind of it for the collective. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please book as well for your predictions, your personal predictions ahead, please, because my schedule is sort of fairly limited as well. But if you can book ahead, and then we can have an email conversation about when you would like to have your shamanic healing sessions, for example, booked. But if it's just a general, you know, Celtic cross spread with the tarot, or any kind of tarot readings that you like to book ahead, you can actually just book directly on the website, and within 3 to 5 working days I'll be able to provide your reading for you. That's all I have for you, collective. I'm wishing you well, Godspeed, protect you all, and love and light. Bye for now.